Hello everyone, welcome back to my tutorial. This is ERD Stitches. Today we are going to learn how pattern approach to drafting of 8 pieces skirt, the back. We have done the front before, so now we are going to complete the back. If you have not watched the video for the front, please try and do it so before you watch the back, so that you understand what I'm saying. I will try to put the link for the back video at the description section of this tutorial, so that you can watch the video for the pattern approach of drafting 8 pieces front first before you watch this one. Now to the back of the 8 pieces skirt. These are the measurements we use. Our waist is 34, so we maintain our waist divided by 4 is 8. We input our 8 here. Now we have to dictate our our hip point. It can be 8 inches, 9 to 10 inches, depending on the length of the customer. So let's assume this is the 8 inches or 9 inches point. This now will turn to our hip line. So the hip we are working with now is 18.5. 18.5 divided by 2, because we put the fabric on fold for the back. It will be 9.25. So you put your 9.25 somewhere here. Then you have to now together. Then you have to get your knee point. Your knee is not your knee cap, like I've been explaining. Your knee is from that your knee cap, you go up with 2 inches or 3 inches. If you put it at that your knee cap, you cannot be able to walk. So let's assume this is your knee now. So your knee, how do you get your round knee? You get it by minusing your total hip of 40. You subtract 5 or 6 inches from it. So if we are working with 6 inches, it will give us 34. So this 34 now divided by 4, it will give us 9 inches. So what we will do here now, we have to input 9 inches here. So we have to connect it together from this point. So this is our basic skirt for the back. Now remember, we didn't put zip allowance, we say no allowance. So the next thing that we'll do now is to cut this out. So this is our basic skirt. Now remember, we are doing 8 pieces. That means 4 pieces at the front, 4 pieces at the back. So this is our basic skirt for the back. Now we have to divide it into 4. This is the basic skirt for the back. We have to divide it into 4. So what we'll do now is, this our hip measurement here now, we divide it into 4. So the hip measurement we used was 9.25. 9.25 divided by 2. Remember, it was 18.5. We divided it by 2. So we are going to divide it by 2 again. So 9.25 divided by 2. Whatever you get when you divide it, you put it. Let's assume this is the center. So we have to extend it to the knee to get the center of this knee. So now now that we have gotten this, we have to also extend it to the waist, because we are going to cut it through. So let's assume this is it. So we'll cut it through again now. So what we'll do now is, because we are dividing into 4, we'll cut here this way. We have gotten C2 here. So this center, you know that the back is always, the center back is always cut into 2 because of where the zipper allowance should be. So this is the center now. This is the center. You see it? I want to put it so in a way that you will understand what I do here. Are you seeing it? This is the 4 pieces for the back now. So now we are going to use it to draft our flame. That means we'll get 2 of the side and 2 of the center. So what I will do now, pick one of this and one of this. They are the same, so this ones can be aside. I'll work with this. Now that I want to now get my flame, what I will do now, I will first get the length of the skirt. Make sure the fabrics they are using is up to the length of the skirt, number 1. Number 2, you also get your fold, the flame. Whether you use 12 inches, 14 inches, 15 inches, depending on how full you want it, and also the quantity of fabrics you have. So let's assume that this is the fold we are working with now. What you do, you want to cut this side now. We will get the middle of this fold. This fold now, you get the middle. Let's assume it's 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. You will now rule a straight line. So we have ruled this. This is the center of that 15. That's 7.5 points. You will also get the middle of this one that you are using. Let's assume this is the middle here now. You will now align it this way. Make sure that the waist is at the waist because you are working with the length of the skirt now. So what you will do now, you put everything will align. Look at it. The point, this point, the middle of this and this have aligned. So the next thing you will do is you will now put your ruler. Don't ruler this point. Now connect your flare to this side and also do the same to this side. This is it. So when you have done it like this, the next thing we do at this side, this is the hip side, you will now add like 1 inch or 1.5 inches to it as you are sewing allowance. 1 or 1.5 inches all through like this. Then this side that is inside that used to join the center, what you will add is only 1/2 inch. Half inch here. 1/2 inch here. Then the next thing now is we'll now cut it out. Remember the material is on fold, so when we cut it out, we are going to have 2 of this side to augment this one. So now we are cutting it out. So now I've cut it out. We now have the 2 sides. You can see now this is the hip. See the hip shape. So we have 2 of this now. So what we'll find now is the 2 middle. So we also bring our fabric again and get our folds as we did on the other one. Okay, now we got our side center. This is the center. The same thing we did at the side. We also determine the middle of this our 15 inches or 20 inches flare. We will also rule it, connect it as a straight line so that everything will be equal. We mark it as a straight line the way we did at the front. Good. So we also determine the mid of this our center. That's this one. So now remember when you are folding your material using this material, your right side will face your right side, your wrong side will face your wrong side. So we place it so that it will be on the same line. So the next thing we do is what? To connect the flare with our ruler. You use your ruler to connect the flare, right? Now, the side that we use to join to this one, now we have to add our 1 inch or 2 inches allowance for zipper allowance. 1 inches, 1.5 or 2 inches, depending on what you use for your zipper allowance. You add it. So then the other side you add only 1/2 inch to it. Only 1/2 inch sewing allowance to it. This way. So after when you are done doing it, you will cut it out. When you cut it out, you remember to notch your zipper allowance. Now we have 2 of the center. So now what you will do now is you will now put it this way. This is the zipper allowance. Put this one here also with the zipper allowance this side. This one is the side you added 1/2 inch. This side is what you added 1.5 or 2 inches for the zipper allowance. By so doing, your back piece of the 8 pieces is complete for the back. Then when you want to sew, you first join this together. Join this together. Then after, if you are using lining to turn it, you cut your lining the same way you cut this ones also. You will use this panel to cut out your lining. Then you join 2 of the lining together join two of the other lining together, they use it to turn this, use it and turn this, and now by the time you turn it, you get one complete like this, and this one will be together complete like this. You use zip to join the two together at the center. That is how to draft the back of your 8 pieces with using your basic skirt. It's very simple, and when you do it, when you after sewing, it will look very lovely. You will like to be using this pattern. Thank you and God bless.